Good evening, everyone, and welcome to sports. I'm Scalfaro.
And I'm Darayus Sethna. It's a big weekend for Ohio Bobcats baseball as it hosts arch rival Miami at Bob Wrenn Stadium this weekend for a three-game series. The game today, however, has been postponed. It's now going to be part of a doubleheader tomorrow. The Bobcats still sit in last place in the MAC standings with a 4-14 conference record, and they've lost 7 straight games with their most recent defeat this past Tuesday against Northern Kentucky. And it's not going to be easy for Ohio to end its winless streak as Miami head into this weekend at 3rd place in the MAC, winners of their last 2 contests. The Redhawks are also tied for 2nd place in the conference in fielding percentage at .975. So the series continues this weekend on Saturday at 4 with the final game on Sunday at 1.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ohio's softball team continues conference play this week on the road against Central Michigan. Head coach Jenna Hall and company taking on Central Michigan in a 3-game weekend series starting tomorrow afternoon. The Bobcats also hope to bounce back this weekend after seeing its 5-game winning streak end at the hands of Ohio State this past Tuesday. However, things are still on the up for the green and white. The Bobcats hold a 31-13 overall record, good for 1st place in the MAC standings. And that's not all. They are on the top of the league in. Ohio leads the MAC in overall pitching with a team ERA of 3.04. And this weekend is arguably one of the most important for the Bobcats' 2025 season, and this is the reason why. When you take a look at the current MAC standings, I mentioned that Bobcats sit at the top. However, this Central Michigan team is right on their heels. They're just 1 game out of 1st place and may very well overtake Ohio at the end of the weekend. The series begins tomorrow with a doubleheader starting at 1, with the final game taking place on Sunday at 3. The NFL draft is in full swing after kicking off last night.
And man, Shane, what a night. And starting in Cincinnati, the Bengals selected Texas A&M edge rusher Shamar Stewart 17th overall. At 6'5", 267 pounds, wow, the edge rusher started for 2 seasons for the Aggies. And his size, his speed, and athleticism are big strengths of his game. This lands him on a defensive line rushing across from star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson for the Bengals. And under new defensive coordinator Al Golden, Stewart looks to be a key piece in a defense that was 25th in total defense in 2024, according to ESPN. But that wasn't the only news of the night. However, as you can see on your screen, the Cleveland Browns were the first team to make a trade during the NFL draft. They made a deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars to move from the number 2 spot down to number 5 while acquiring more draft capital.
And with the 5th pick, the Browns selected Michigan defensive tackle Mason Graham, who finished with 46 total tackles last year for the Wolverines. Cleveland also received 2 more picks in this year's draft and an additional 1st-round pick in next year's draft. This is an important year for the Browns, who are coming off a 3-win season in 2024. The team looks to retool its roster around star edge rusher Myles Garrett after signing him to a 4-year extension last month.
That's all we have for sports, but we'll be right back after the break.